Hello folks, welcome to the show. I'm Northy from Epic Flail. In this video we're going to be talking about linehammer, which has become a bit of a trend on a bunch of YouTube videos and various internet discussion forums of people basically saying that Warhammer Old World is just going to be dominated by huge lines of troops, and that's going to be the most powerful way to play the game, and it's going to be really, really difficult to beat. In this video we're just going to be digging into that a little bit, thinking about what linehammer actually is, how it might work on the tabletop, ways to counter it, and at the end of the video, asking a question: is there some room for it? Is there a valid way of playing the game that involves just stringing your troops out in a massive line? So thanks for joining us. While you're here, please like and subscribe. We've got lots of old world content and 40k content. We do live shows. We've got streams coming back on the channel. So please, if you enjoy the video, like and subscribe, and I'll do my best to keep you entertained throughout, my friend. Okay, cool. Let's think about it. So, what is linehammer? So, linehammer is basically the idea of playing the old world in a single rank, and it's manipulating the fighting rank rule in the rulebook that basically allows everybody in the line to make one attack, even if they're not base to base with the enemy unit and enemy model. If it is base to base, then it can make its full number of attacks, but if it's not, it can still make one attack. So the idea is you get like a huge unit, string it out. In this example, I'm going to use 40 dwarf quarrelers. I'm going to use the same example that's in the excellent Goonhammer article, which I'll link in the description. So 40 dwarf quarrelers with great weapons, quite a punchy unit, so they can shoot you when they charge, and then when they hit you with a great weapons as well at +2 strength, which is pretty good. And every single model will get to make their one attack. So in theory, that's quite dangerous because, like I said, the quarrelers could stand and shoot when you charge, and then all those attacks against one unit would kill quite a lot and probably win the combat. So this massive line that just blocks you from getting to the enemy, shoots you when you charges, and then does load damage in combat seems quite good. Or is it just good on paper? The first problem with it, and why I would suggest it probably is better on paper than it is on the tabletop, is why would you only charge it with one unit? Think about a game of Warhammer Old World. You've got this huge unit in a line that's got they've all got these great weapons and loads of bows. Why would you just send one unit into it? You would clearly lose the combat, would be a bad idea. And because of this huge line is sat there, you would quite easily be able to put multiple units into it. So you would have to be tactically a bit simple to just only give it one unit. You would just multi-charge it and you wouldn't feed it one unit after one unit after one unit. So that ability is great. Yeah, that is really good. Manipulating the fighting rank ability is strong, but why would you play into that by only giving it one unit? It doesn't make any sense. You would hit it multiple things. The second thing that's super obvious is, what about the terrain? Like, if a 40 a 40-man unit is going to be incredibly difficult to maneuver around the table. Any impassable terrain will just scupper it. It also blocks line of sight completely from units behind it. So unless it's like the absolute dream scenario where there's no terrain on the table, your side of the board is just hills, and you're a dwarf player, and you can just put all your war machines on a hill, the quarrelers in front, it doesn't really seem to work on the table if you have terrain down and wood. And I think it's really important for TOs to understand this and just don't have player place terrain. Just make decent tables and allow models to maneuver, armies and units to maneuver around that terrain, and don't just, oh yeah, we're playing on the desert board, there's just nothing there. So terrain seems to scupper this problem. The next thing is that you can very easily ambush it. Well, ambushing units can come on and cause it total chaos again, as pointed in the Goonhammer article. You can get in the rear, you can get in the flank quite easily, because it's just this stationary 40-man wide unit, so you can quite easily get around the side of it or the back and significantly swing the combat. So not only will you hit it with multiple units, but you'll hit it in the side and the back and everywhere else. And the third thing is, well, the fourth thing, sorry, it's 3 foot long. Like it's 3 foot. Like it's most of your side of the board is just going to be one long, ridiculously huge unit. So like, how are you going to move anything else? It's only going to work in those sort of like laboratory conditions of, oh, everything I've got's on a hill, so you can see over everything, and there's barely any terrain. I'm just going to sit here and shoot you as you come towards me. So it's such a bizarre defensive play style that this also comes into play as well. Like, if you are actually playing that, you're a bit of a, I'm not going to say the word because YouTube keeps getting upset at me and giving me content warning, so I'm not going to say it, but it's clearly there on the screen in front of you. You're one of them. So why would you want to play in a way that is so unbelievably linear? It's not, and if you can craft the circumstances for this unit, this combination to be good, you're not going to be a very fun person to play against. If it was a practice, if it was like a fun game, a casual game, you would put terrain on the table. You would not just be like, oh, here's my hill side. And if it was a competitive event, the TO, if they've any sense, should have a terrain table that requires strategy and tactics and maneuverability, not just like, oh yeah, you can just sit 40 dwarf quarrelers in a massive line and endlessly shoot everything every single turn. So when you actually apply this to logic, being at a table doesn't seem to have much weight. But does it? But are there some ways in which the linehammer theory or approach could be useful? The everything fights on the first rank is clearly really good. And from the games that I've had, wide units seem strong. I've been running a men-at-arms unit that's 8 wide, and I think like 4 or 5 deep. It's really good, because like if something hits it, all those other guys that aren't base to base still get to make an attack. So that does seem quite strong, but they're only talking about a unit that's 8 wide. There are some infantry units that are much stronger. There's a lot of high elf units, sword masters that like are good. They're very, they hit well. And they hit hard, so wider units of them maybe is not a terrible idea, of like 8, 10, maybe 12. Maybe those quarrelers are actually quite good in a 12 or a 15. Maybe even a 20, even that's still a 1.5 foot long. So that line formation is clearly good. If you're a shooting unit and you want to maximise your number of shots and you don't have a hill, then, you know, a 20-man, 15 long, like wide unit might actually all right. You might get some work out of it. But a 40 wide unit that you are suggesting is going to be so powerful in the game only seems to work if you were to put this in kind of a laboratory type setup and situation. Doesn't seem to be the case when we're actually playing games. So it can be useful, particularly for shooting units, and there are some units that I think will enjoy a wide formation, but I think the other thing this falls foul of is clickbait's fun, isn't it? It's fun saying things like, the game is broken, it's bust already, and doing this like really draining clickbaiting, that could be a thing, clickbaiting videos that get you to watch it, and oh, it's a big thing, and then actually you realise maybe it's not a thing at all, and it's just people being daft, and who wants to be one of them? Not me. So in conclusion, I don't think it will work. I think there will be some value in wide units, and really to just not let this thing even ever be a thing is for TOs to just combat it with terrain placement. And we could also, if people do it and set up those situations where they have 40 long, we could kidnap them, maybe. Could we kidnap people? No, I probably meant to say that on YouTube, Anna. Don't kidnap anyone. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff and comment. And if you like 40k, we've got like a Meta Monday show, which is really fun. And we're Daft Lads. We do it live every Monday. We've got streams coming back every Thursday. We've got a membership program. If you prefer the adult type Warhammer content where people, you know, say a few naughty words, tell a few bonkers stories, then maybe you should consider being a member. And you should definitely join our Discord. We have a great Discord. It's in the description. Come be a part of the community. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.